Millions of people around the country could be affected by this, and if you're watching this video, chances are that might be you. Imagine being a hardworking teacher, police officer, or a firefighter for decades. You've earned your pension, and you also worked other jobs where you paid into Social Security. And before you know it, and when you're ready to retire, you find out that your Social Security benefits are way smaller than you expected or completely gone. And if you're like most people, you probably believe this is unfair, and that's why so many people are fighting for the Social Security Fairness Act. And in this video, I'm going to be explaining what it is, why it matters, and how it can help millions of hardworking people around the country. All right, so first let's talk about what's the problem, which is WEP and GPO. So there's two rules that are causing a lot of problems for people who work government jobs. We have the windfall elimination provision, which is also known as WEP, and then we have the government pension offset, which is GPO. So let me break those down and tell you exactly what those mean. So what is WEP? So WEP stands for windfall elimination provision. It's a rule that reduces the amount of Social Security money that you get if you have a pension from a government job where you did not necessarily pay into Social Security. So here's the problem. A lot of people work jobs where they didn't pay into Social Security, like working in a store or an office, and also work government jobs like teaching. And WEP reduces the Social Security checks even though they earn that money fair and square. So for example, imagine you work 15 years in a private job where you paid into Social Security and then 20 years as a teacher. Without WEP, you would get your full Social Security benefits. But with WEP, you will lose a big chunk of that money, and sometimes hundreds of dollars each and every single month. So now let's talk about GPO. So GPO, as I mentioned, stands for Government Pension Offset, and this rule affects people who qualify for Social Security benefits through their spouse's work. So normally, if your spouse worked and earned Social Security benefits, you can receive part of those benefits if they pass away or you're retired. But if you have a government pension, GPO cuts your Social Security spousal benefits by 2/3 of your pension amount. And for many people, this means losing all of their spousal benefits. Imagine losing your spouse, expecting to receive Social Security benefits to help you make ends meet, only to find out that the GPO takes it away. So that's the reality for millions of Americans. So let's talk about how this hurts real people. So these rules aren't just numbers on paper. They're actually hurting real people. So let me give you some examples. So example number one, let's say you have a retired teacher in California. She worked for 15 years in a private job before becoming a teacher. And now imagine she thought that she would be able to get her full Social Security benefits when she retired, but WEP reduced her check by $500 every month. And over the course of the year, that's $6,000 that she doesn't get even though she earned it. Now let's talk about a firefighter in Texas. Let's say they lose their wife who worked a full career and paid into Social Security. He expects to get some of her Social Security benefits to be able to help pay the bills, but GPO cuts those benefits down to almost nothing. Now he's struggling financially at a time when he should feel more secure. Or a police officer who worked part-time jobs throughout her career, paying into Social Security while also earning a pension from her police work. And now she's shocked to find out that her Social Security check is much smaller than it should be because of WEP. And this isn't just fair, it's literally life-changing for the individual. And these rules leave people with less money in their retirement, making it harder for them to pay for basics like housing and food and healthcare. So what does the Social Security Fairness Act do? The Social Security Fairness Act is a proposed law that can fix this problem. So here's how it works and here's what it would do. So it would end WEP. This would mean that people who work both public and private jobs would finally get the full Social Security benefit that they earned. It would also end GPO, so spouses and widows would no longer lose their Social Security benefits just because they also have a government pension. And if this law passes, millions of teachers, police officers, firefighters, and other public workers would see a huge improvement in their retirement income. So let's talk about why this is so important. So retirement is supposed to be a time when you can finally relax and be able to enjoy the life that you work so hard for. But for too many people, these unfair rules make retirement stressful and uncertain. So ending WEP and GPO would give public servants and their families the financial stability that they deserve. And it's all about fairness. If you work hard and earn money, whether it's through Social Security, whether it's in a pension, you should get to be able to keep it. And if you want to learn more about being able to keep your money and be able to increase your wealth as well, go ahead and watch this video here, and I'll see you in the next one.